you, John. Thank you, Katie and Brian and all of the other readers tonight. And thank you most especially to Tommy and Devil's Den for having us tonight. It's so great to, yeah, seriously, it's so great to be in Portland and to be in a wine bar. It's amazing. So John mentioned that I write a lot about sort of womanhood, feminism. Really, I think there are only two kinds of people, right? Feminists and sexists. And so a lot of my poems are kind of in that vein. And so the first that I'll read is called 2 Days After Eden. I woke with the rage of all women condensed in my throat. Too newborn and without eyesight, I could not see the many like me rallying to our collective age. Lumber in 100-year-old house as it settles into itself, hauntingly and at night. Something mammalian clawed its way to the surface. Every camera eyeful conspired to keep all the bitches down in their holes. So when we finally spoke, 2 days after Eden had burned, in place of apology, we proclaimed, it's bitches all the way down. I think you'll be especially excited about this one. I sort of wrote this poem after Anne Sexton, but then it became its own thing. It's called Menstruation at 35, and in some interesting ways, this poem and at least one other that I'll read tonight are kind of in conversation with some of Michael Broder's poems, even though they didn't know they were, I didn't know they were, he didn't know they were. But this is called Menstruation at 35, after Anne Sexton, who has a similarly titled poem and is a great, frankly, hero of mine. And it sort of tracks like the roller coaster ride that is a woman's life through the 28 to 31 days of every single fucking month. Cycle day 6. Take all this flesh back, all the folds and the trimmings, they only get in the way. Take it all back and make me a hyena. Still female, but more muscular, more aggressive. Give me an excuse to outrank all the men and a biology that one cannot argue. My dear and cruel maker, equip me with the pseudo-penis. By the way, hyenas, female hyenas, I should have said this, they have a pseudo-penis. It's like a very long penis, and they give birth through it. It's like incredible and absolutely insane. But that's what I'm referring to here. So equip me with the pseudo-penis, so I might thrust it about with abandon, urinate on what's mine, birth my cubs through the most admired of wormholes, reshape me as animal, with a canal so narrow it suffocates my young before they emerge, well before their open eyes meet the lush green of the grasslands. Bring me back to the days when dying in childbirth was as common as surviving. Cycle day 11. Oh, where is my mind? I desire and desire without acknowledging what's already mine. Let's start over. Take stock of what I possess. A passageway with a beautifully wide berth and a broad basin for delivery. What I have is an internal den, a safe nesting place for offspring. What I have is an aptitude for pain, a willingness to bleed out on the prairie, to labor long and mightily, not on my back, but on the broken and blistered skin of my hands and knees. All this way that I've had to crawl to find the worth of a body I've had all this time. Cycle day 16. Okay, I'm worn down. Just give me somebody to fuck. Someone with an urge as basic as mine, someone whose famine rivals my own. I am done feeling ashamed of my urgency to be my carnal self. the contradictions abound. It's natural, it's perverse, it's beautiful, it's body, it's loving, it's lustful. I just want it in my mouth and in between my legs where it damn well belongs. And I don't care what you think of my foul mouth, my foul cunt, they're not yours. Cycle day 1. What kind of mother would I be anyhow? It's time to drag myself back to the wild where I am understood, where the blood smells like perfume and nobody wonders where the roses in my cheeks have disappeared to. I'll settle in the thickets and dream of a future, all placental pillows and tiny limbs. Along the same lines, this is a very short one called I Said to the Den Mother. I said to the Den Mother, look, I am nothing. Offended, she told me I am light, or the possibility of light just before dawn. Then the prism of color filling the dew globes on the garden spider's web. She told me I am huntress, born prey on the floodplain, turned opportunistic feeder, because I find what's mine. I read a poem, obviously, just a moment ago, after Anne Sexton, and one of Anne Sexton's contemporaries is obviously Sylvia Plath, and one of the very first poems, in fact, the first poem I ever memorized was a poem by Sylvia Plath called Mirror, and in some ways it can be seen as being about aging, and it's a very short poem, and about sort of some of the trauma that women experience as a result of aging and the sort of societal kind of view of women's aging. So this is called Lake, after Sylvia Plath. I am black and inexact. When the moon rises, I am the terrible fish we picture in the dark, pink and with age spots. I have drowned us at each milestone. I have drowned the pigtails, drowned the butterfly clips, the first kiss, then the sweet soreness of the deflowering in my icebox. I aim to own these cruelties. Now I am a mirror. A woman holds me to the sky as if to reject what she really is, what we really are, to hand back the ghostly diadem we each wear from birth. I join her when she says, "You can have it." I am neither queen nor angel of man's creation. I am the water in the lake and the sand in the glass. And then I think I'll just read one more, if that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet. Yeah, I think just one more. And so this kind of, when Michael was reading earlier, I thought of this poem. It's called Fisherman's Sonnet, and it uses a phrase or a term that I first heard in HBO's The Deuce, that series, which has all together too much James Franco, right? More James Franco than anybody ever needed in their life. So this is called Fisherman's Sonnet, and it refers to this phrase, Coney Island whitefish, which you'll hear what that means here. Fisherman's Sonnet. I once heard sorry, it's too funny. Fisherman's Sonnet. I once heard a used condom called a Coney Island whitefish, and wondered what cold-blooded vertebrate that makes me. With my gills peeled open in these wholly hostile waters, the shore is thick with my dead. But most whitefish have bones, do they not? Little skeletons holding their flesh tight to their sides. Those tiny ivory needles that lodge in the throat when we are too ravenous to withstand any delay. Under the boardwalk, the love carcass, looks nearly transparent, more jelly than fish, more guts than vessel, more impulse than animal. Poor little white fish, forgotten so soon. Thank you all so much.